What's going on, guys? Emmanuel Jones here, back at with another video, and this time we'll be doing our Sunday night football prediction. We're gonna predict every winner of the Sunday night football game, giving you my thoughts, giving you my prediction, see who I think is gonna win, and my game analysis. So before I get to my video, before I do my Sunday night football predictions, don't forget to put a thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below to see who you think is going to win on this Sunday night football. So let's get started. So this first game we got week 1, we got the Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs. This game right here is going to be fun to watch. Now, I like to say is that this could definitely be a potential upset for Detroit, though, because I kind of feel like Detroit has been very competitive, though. They be showing a lot of fight. I mean, yeah, but I kind of really feel like it's going to be a good matchup, though. Now, what I like to say is now the Chiefs can definitely, but I'm probably going to take the Chiefs because they're at home. They have the better quarterback, better coaching staff. They're at home. They're the more complete team. And I just kind of really feel that the Chiefs offense they're gonna control time possession, control the clock. They're gonna like do their thing. Defensively, I think they're gonna put up a good game plan against this Lions offense. Spag's gonna find a way to confuse Jared Goff. And then, I kind of feel like that Andy Reid is gonna at least like put up a good game plan and try to confuse the Lions defense. So yeah. So I feel like this game right here is going to be closer than we expected, but I say the Chiefs can win. I say they win by a field goal or like a touchdown. Then another week 1 Sunday night football game, we have the Dallas Cowboys facing on the New York Giants. Now, this game right here is very interesting, though. Now, this kind of reminds me of the throwback of Tony Romo versus Eli Manning, but now it's not the older quarterbacks anymore. It's the young quarterbacks playing against each other. It's going to be Dak Prescott versus Daniel Jones. Now, some people might think the Giants might win because they're at home and in New York, but the Cowboys have proven to me that they've been proven to me that they can really beat the Giants, though. Like they have that swagger in them, but I want to go with the Giants at home, but I'm probably going to take the Cowboys because I think the Cowboys are the more talented team, and Dallas just continues to beat the Giants, though, because I just kind of really feel that Dallas is just are better on the defensive line and better on the offense. I just kind of really feel the Giants, have struggled against the Cowboys many of years, and I don't even remember the last time they had beaten the Cowboys, but I kind of really feel that the Cowboys are going to win this game because they're just a more complete team. And I just kind of really feel like Dan Quinn is going to do his thing. Like he'll find a way to confuse Daniel Jones and this Giants offense. And also the Dallas has built their defense, to match up with the Giants, passing game, because I don't think their receiving core is that good. Especially Dallas has a better receiving core. So I think the Cowboys offense can have a good game plan against the Giants' young secondary. So I think this game will be closer, but I think the Cowboys win this game. The next game, week 2, we have the Miami Dolphins facing on the New England Patriots. This game right here can definitely go either way. Now, we know that the Dolphins have swept the Patriots before, because I remember that Miami beat them in New England. But now last year, I believe they split with each other, though. But I think this game is going to be very close, and I think it will be competitive. But I'm going to probably take the Patriots to win this game because they're at home. They have better coaching staff. And overall, they got the better defense. Like, they're better on the defensive and offensive line. So I think the Patriots can find a way because, they have the secondary, to, like, play some man coverage against the Dolphins' passing attack. Like, they'll find a way to stop the pass. They'll find a way to disrupt the running game. and probably give the Dolphins offense some fits. And especially, I feel like New England should be able to move the ball against the Dolphins defense. So I feel like that Bill Belichick is going to put up a good game plan, and I feel like Bill O'Brien is going to put up a good game plan against Vic Fangio's defense. Because I'm still, despite the Dolphins' additions, I don't know if I'm still not a believer in his defense. So I feel like Mac Jones, he should be able to pick apart that Dolphins secondary, pick apart that Dolphins defense, and plus they're gonna have answers for their blitzes. So I think this game right here is gonna be super close. I think it will be competitive though, but I think it's gonna be a little bit of a defensive game because I think Miami's gonna stay in the game. But it's kind of weird to say that both the young quarterbacks could definitely be accurate, but it's kind of weird to say that. I think Tua is a better quarterback than Mac Jones. But I feel like the Patriots are going to win because they're at home. So, yeah, I got the Patriots. The next Sunday night football game we got is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. And this game's going to be a fun game to watch. Now, last time when these two teams played last year, this game was in Pittsburgh. But now this game is in Las Vegas. Now, I would like to take the Steelers here because, they have a better defense. But I'm going to take the Raiders because they're at home. And I feel like Las Vegas is kind of a tough place to play at. But I understand that the Steelers have the better defense, though. But I don't think their offense is going to be as good as it can be. Because I feel like Kenny Pickett, he can do some things against – he can be able to do some things against this Raiders defense. I mean, I think it will be close because I think Pittsburgh, they're going to be able to move the ball and they're going to stay competitive and they're going to move the ball on the Raiders because knowing that the Raiders defense isn't good. But I think the Raiders offense, I think they can do their thing. Like they need to control time possession and probably keep Kenny Pickett on the sidelines. Maybe that will give them a chance to win. But they're going to have to do their best. What their offensive line has to find a way to at least pass block the Steelers pass rush. They have to do that. And on top of that, Jimmy G has to at least we don't know who's ever going to be playing quarterback. We don't know the answer. But if Jimmy G is playing, I think Jimmy G, he should be able to pick apart that Steelers defense. And, Josh McDaniels, he's had success against the Steelers. So, yeah, I think the Raiders should be able to at least, move the ball and all that. So, yeah. But I think this game will be close. But I think the Raiders win to get their revenge because it was kind of a weird game last year where the Raiders were up by 3 points. And then, they was up by 4 and then they end up blowing that game. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders. Next game, week 4, we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus New York Jets. Now, this game right here can definitely go either way. Now, this is the game right here. Now, this game's in New York, but my mind is saying that to pick the Jets to win because they're at home and have the better defense. But I just don't really know. I believe in the quarterback and I believe in the talent, but the one thing I don't believe is the coaching staff. So, yeah, I mean, this is a game where I think the Jets can definitely win because of their defense, which I think they can definitely give the Chiefs offense a tough time. But the Jets offensive line can give the Chiefs defense some fits because the Jets got very explosive weapons like Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard, Mecole Hardman, and Randall Cobb. I mean, their offense is very explosive. So I think this game right here can definitely go either way, though. But I want to lean towards the Jets here because they're at home. But I'm going to take the Chiefs because I'm just not a big believer in this Jets coaching staff. I think the Chiefs coaching staff is a lot better. They're just a more complete team. So, yeah. And I think the Chiefs should find a way. I mean, they have a good offensive line. They should be able to control the Jets' pass rush and all that. So, yeah. So, maybe they find a way to control the clock, keep Aaron Rodgers on the sidelines. So that'll probably give the Chiefs a chance to win this game. So yeah, I think it will be close, but I say the Chiefs win this game, but barely in a shootout. Now, next game, week 5, we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this game right here can definitely go either way. Now, some people are kind of leaning towards the Cowboys to win because the Cowboys were built to beat the Niners. But I kind of really feel like this is going to be the best matchup we ever seen. Now, this could definitely be the best games I've ever seen. But I want to go with the Cowboys here because their defense is pretty good and they match up well with the Niners, but this could definitely be a bad match for the Niners. I ain't gonna lie. But if this game was in Dallas, I might lean towards the Cowboys. But since it's in San Francisco, I'm gonna take the Niners because I think the Niners are just better. I think they're just I mean, the reason why I'm picking the Niners because this is in San Francisco, where it's a hard place to play at, and Dallas, who was an East Coast team, they have to go west, which is a tough outing to play at. But I just kind of really feel that the Niners match up well with the Cowboys. Really good on paper. They have a strong defensive line that can really disrupt the running game. And they have a dominant secondary that can handle business against the Cowboys receivers. And also the Niners on offense, they should be able to move the ball against the Cowboys defense as well because they got a good offense to do that. But the question is that I don't really know who's playing that quarterback, right? It's going to be Brock Purdy if he's playing, or Sam Darnold or Trey Lance. Like, I don't really think it matters, though. I'm probably going to take the Niners because they're at home. So, yeah, I say it will be close, but I got the Niners. Next Sunday Night Football game we have is the New York Giants versus the Buffalo Bills. This game right here is going to be very interesting. Now, Brian Daboll is going to be coaching his former team. Now, I feel like this game right here is going to be fun to watch, but I kind of really feel like that the Giants are going to be a decent team this year. But I don't even know. Some people are probably saying that the Giants could definitely take a step back this year due to the fact that they were lucky they made the playoffs. I mean, I think they can, though. But I still think they're going to be decent this year. But both these two teams are in New York, but this game's in Buffalo though. But if this game was in the Giants stadium, I might lean towards the Giants. But if this game is in Buffalo, since this game right here is in Buffalo, I'm gonna take the Bills. And you know why? Because I just think the Bills are just a more complete team. They have the better quarterback, better coaching staff. They're at home. And especially, I just kind of feel like their defense should be able to do enough to disrupt the run game. They have a good enough secondary to at least handle business of the Giants passing game. And especially the Bills have a better receiving core anyway. Because I don't think the Giants receiving core is that good. They did something to improve it, but I feel like their receiving core is young. I mean, Darren Waller is totally pretty good. So the Bills need to put up a good game plan for him. And especially on offense, they should be able to move the ball against the Giants' defense. Especially, I feel like they're going to have answers for their blitzes because where Martindale likes to do, he likes to blitz. So I think this game right here is going to be close, but I think the Bills find a way to win this game. Next Sunday Night Football game we have is the Miami Dolphins versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This game right here is very interesting though, but it's going to be fun to watch. Both defenses playing against each other with best corner duo. But I think this game is going to be very close. Now, if this game is in Miami, I might lean towards the Dolphins. But since this game's in Philly, I'm going to take the Eagles because I think the Eagles are just a more complete team. They have the better quarterback, better coaching, and they're at home. And I feel like they're better on the offensive and defensive line as well. So I feel like their offensive line should be able to at least control the Dolphins' pass rush because I don't think the Dolphins have much of a defense. So I feel like the Eagles should have answers for their blitzes. And I think, with the defensive line, I think they should be able to find a way to dictate pace because I think the Dolphins' offensive line is I don't think their offensive line is great, but I think they should be able to like slow down the run. And I think their secondary can find a way to handle business, like against the Dolphins receiver. Maybe Darius Slay can probably cover Tyreek Hill, and then Bradbury can cover Waddle and Chosen Anderson. Like, I don't know if the Eagles have another quarterback who can cover him. So yeah. So I think this game right here is going to be super close, and I think it will be competitive, but I got the Eagles here. All right, next game, week 8, we got the Chicago Bears versus the Los Angeles Chargers. This game right here is going to be fun to watch. Now, I'm going to lean towards the Chargers in this game because I think the Chargers are the more talented team. They have the better quarterback, better coaching. They're at home, and I just kind of really feel like that the Chargers, I just don't have a lot of faith in the Bears right now. I think the Bears, are completely, I don't think they're that good. I mean, I don't think their defense is as good as it takes, to like slow down the Chargers offense, because the Chargers got very good weapons like Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and those other guys. The Chargers, they should be able to move the ball against the Bears defense. And, their offensive line should open up some holes. And especially the Chargers have a better defense, so they should be able to at least like slow down the run, get pressure. And then their secondary should be able to handle business against the Bears receivers. So, yeah. Well, we get the Bears secondary is young, but I don't really think they have any. I don't think their secondary is good enough to at least like stop the Chargers passing game. So yeah, but I think this game can be closer than we expected. But I think the Chargers win this game, and maybe in like a shootout. I'm not gonna say they win in a lot, but I say they win by maybe they win by 7 or something. All right, next game, week 9, we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Cincinnati Bengals. This game right here, this from the playoffs though. Now, some people might pick the Bills because the Bills probably might want that revenge from in the playoffs, where the Bengals have whooped them by a lot, which that was kind of crazy. But I want to go with Buffalo, but I kind of feel like Buffalo is starting to regress a little bit. This game was in Buffalo. I might pick the Bills, but since it's in Cincinnati, I'm going to take the Bengals because I just think the Bengals, I'm not going to say there's the better team. I just kind of feel like the Bengals had got that swagger in them, and I feel like they match up well with the Bills pretty good on paper. And I kind of feel like Big Lou, he understands, how to confuse Josh Allen. He did that in the playoffs, and I feel like he can do it again. And I feel like this defense can definitely give the Bills offense some fits, and especially Joe Burrow, he's good against the blitz, so he should be able to at least like make some big plays, especially against the Bills defense. So yeah, I think this game will be close, and I think it will be competitive though. As long as the Bills stay in the game, I think this game will be closer. But I predict it will be close, but I'm going to take the Bengals to win, but I'm going to say they at least win by a field goal. Next game, week 10, we got the New York Jets versus the Las Vegas Raiders. This game right here can definitely go either way, though. I feel like it's going to be a fun game to watch. Now, I kind of like the Jets here in this game because I don't know who to pick here, but I like the Jets here in this game because some people are kind of really picking the Jets to win because the Jets had got like a better defense than the Raiders. Because I think the Jets find a way to win it. I think the Jets are going to win this game. They have a better quarterback. And I just feel like they're a more talented team. I think the Jets defense, I think they can find a way to at least like slow down the Raiders running game. And I think, they can give the Raiders offensive fits. And then the secondary, can handle business against Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfrow and those other guys on offense. And also, another reason why I'm picking the Jets to win this game is because I'm not too confident in the Raiders' defense because I feel like their defense is far away from being good. But I feel like their pass rush can be enough to slow down the running game. But I just don't think their secondary, like I don't think they don't really have any corners though that can really cover the Jets receivers. Like I kind of feel like Aaron Rodgers should be able to at least like make some big plays down the field and slice and dice their secondary up. Especially they got Garrett Wilson, Miko Hardman, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb. I feel like those guys will be too much for the Raiders secondary to handle. So Nathaniel Hackett should have a good game plan there. And especially, they and Breece Hall as well. So they should be able to move the ball against the Raiders defense. So yeah, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Raiders won, but I just kind of have a feeling that the Jets are going to win. But I'm going to say they win by maybe like a few. The next Sunday Night Football game we have is the Minnesota Vikings versus the Denver Broncos. This game right here could definitely go either way. Now, I would like to say that this is a game where I think Minnesota can definitely win, but I don't really know if I'm confident in the Minnesota Vikings to win this game because I just don't believe in their defense, but I just don't believe in their defense, but I just kind of really feel like that, their offense can do a good enough job against the Broncos defense. But I just kind of really feel like when I look at the Broncos defense, when I look at their offense, I feel like their offense is a little bit overrated. And I feel like Russell Wilson is a little bit overrated because he really wasn't the same like he was for 2 years. But now he's with the new coach with Sean Payton. Now, this is a game where I think Minnesota can definitely win. But I just kind of feel like I just don't have faith in a little bit of the defense, though. I feel like Minnesota's probably going to take a little bit of a step back this year due to the fact that I feel like their defense is starting to fall apart a little bit, and the offense is still okay, but, they lost Adam Thielen. You replaced him with Jordan Addison and all that. So, yeah, I think this game will be closer, though. But if this game is in Minnesota, I might lean towards the Vikings. But since this game's in Denver, I'm going to take the Broncos because I feel like the Broncos have a better defense, and I just kind of feel like that they should be able to do enough to, slow down the Vikings offense. So, yeah. And I feel like they have a good enough offensive line that can really, dictate the Vikings' pass rush because I don't think they have much of a pass rush, especially to stop their running game. So, yeah, I feel like Russell Wilson is going to put up a show here. But I think this game will be close, but I think the Broncos find a way to win this game. Next game, Week 12, we got the San Francisco 49ers versus Seattle Seahawks. This game is on Thanksgiving. Now, I think this game right here could definitely go either way, though. I like the Niners in this game. I feel like the Niners are just a more complete team. But I'm going to take the Seahawks because I just think the Seahawks, they're at home, and I feel like Seattle's a tough place to play at and all that. And especially, it's just division rival here. I think Seattle might want that revenge from last year because Niners swept them twice. So, yeah, I think Geno should put up a show here, and that Seattle offense should. And I feel like Seattle Pete Carroll had success against the Niners in the past. But I think he should be able – I think the Seahawks match up well with the Niners pretty good. They have the corners to match up with the Niners receivers. I feel like their pass rush is good enough to slow down the Niners offense. And have a good enough receiving core to at least, make some plays. So, yeah, I think the Seahawks win, but I think it will be a close one. Next Sunday Night Football game, Week 12, we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Los Angeles Chargers. This game right here is going to be fun to watch. Now, I kind of remember from this game in the playoffs where, the Chargers really won that game in Baltimore. And then I remember when the Ravens won on the road against the Chargers. Now, it could definitely go either way. Now, some people are picking the Ravens to win because Ravens are the better team. But I'm going to take the Chargers here because I just feel like the Chargers, I kind of feel like they are built to beat the Ravens because they have a good enough secondary, they have a good enough pass rush where I think they can find a way to slow down the running game, and it's like and like take a handle of the Ravens receivers. So I feel like that that the Chargers match up well with the Ravens pretty good. They have a good enough offensive line that can really control the Ravens pass rush. And then, they got a good receiving core and all that. So I feel like Justin Herbert, he should be able to at least like put up a show here. He should be able to at least like make some plays and all that. So yeah, I mean, if this game is in Baltimore, I might lean towards the Ravens, but since it's in LA, I'm probably gonna take the Chargers to pull off the upset because I think the Chargers are gonna like match up well with the Ravens pretty good. And I feel like Stanley's gonna find a way to confuse Lamar Jackson in this game. So yeah, I think this game will be close, but I think the Chargers win this game. Next game, week 13, we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Green Bay Packers. Um, this game right here can definitely go a little bit either way, but I could definitely see Green Bay pulling off the upset because they match up well with the Chiefs pretty good. And plus, the Chiefs, and plus, the Packers, they have a good defense and they can match up well with the Chiefs pretty good on paper. But I don't think it matters though. I'm taking the Chiefs because they're just a more complete team. They have the better quarterback, especially Jordan Love. We don't really know how good he's gonna be. Like I just kind of feel like Green Bay is gonna be dealing with a learning curve because due to the fact they got Jordan Love the starter, and then they got some young offense though. So I just kind of really feel like that that Green Bay is gonna have a little bit of a learning curve, and I feel like it's probably gonna take some time for them to figure it out. So by the way, that's the reason why I got the Chiefs win in this game. But I think it will be closer like last time because last time Kansas City beat them with Jordan Love. So yeah, I'm taking Chiefs. The next game, week 14, we got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. This game right here can definitely go a little bit either way. But if this game was in Philly, I might lean towards the Eagles. But since it's in Dallas, I'm going to lean towards the Cowboys because I just kind of feel like the Cowboys match up well with the Eagles really good. I mean, they bolstered up the secondary to match up well with the Eagles receivers. They have a good pass rush that can really slow down the run, and they can really like confuse Jalen Hurts. And then you got a good receiving core as well that can really like make some plays down the field. I feel like Dak Prescott and his Cowboys offense is going to be able to put up a show here against his Eagles on Sunday Night Football. And plus, I feel like Dallas is a tough out to play at though. So yeah. I feel like Dan Quinn's gonna have a good game plan against Jalen Hurts, and he'll find a way to confuse him. So yeah, because I believe the Cowboys should be one of the best defenses in the NFL. So by the way, I will be close. It will be closer, but I got the Cowboys. All right, next game, week 15, we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This game right here can definitely go either way. Now, last year, I believe Jacksonville beat them by 1 point, where the Ravens blew that game. But I want to say the Ravens can get their revenge on. I want to say Baltimore can definitely get their revenge on Jacksonville because they blew that game last year. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take Jacksonville to win this game because I guess kind of feel like Jacksonville could definitely be a tough place to play at. And I feel like Trevor Lawrence is used to playing in this warm type of – feel like he's used to playing in this night weather. So, yeah, I think Jacksonville finds a way to win. I think Trevor Lawrence, puts a show here. And I just kind of feel like Jacksonville's offense, I feel like if they can at least do their thing on offense, like control time possession, keep Lamar off the field, then I think Jacksonville wins this game. I feel like their offense can do enough here against this Ravens defense. And I think this Jaguars defense is going to give Lamar Jackson in this Ravens offense some fits. So, yeah, and especially back in the past, the Ravens have struggled with the Jaguars. So, yeah, the reason why I'm just picking Jacksonville to win because they're at home. But if this game was in Baltimore, I'll pick the Ravens. So, yeah, I say the game will be close, but I got Jacksonville in the shootout. Next game, now this is Saturday. We got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. This game right here can definitely go either way. Now, Cincinnati has beat them in Pittsburgh before because we know they did that during like 2 years ago. But you know what? I want to take Cincinnati, but the game's not in Cincinnati. But I'm gonna take the Steelers because the Steelers are at home, and I feel they match up well with the Bengals pretty good because the Steelers have played the Bengals pretty tough like over the years. So yeah, I feel like they match up well with the Bengals because last year, they beat them in the opener, where the Steelers, they found a way to, they got pressure on Joe Burrow. They stopped the run. They gave the Bengals offense some fits. So yeah, I think the Steelers should win this game at home. So yeah. Then finally, week 17, the final Sunday night game we got is the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings. This game right here can definitely go either way. Now, I could definitely lean towards the Packers to win because they have a better defense than the Vikings because the Vikings defense isn't good. But this game's not in Green Bay, but if it was, I might go with the Packers. But since it's in Minnesota, I'm taking the Vikings because I just kind of feel like Minnesota is going to win this game because Minnesota has played the Packers tough over the years. And I just kind of feel like that, Kirk Cousins is going to be able to put up a show here and all that. So, yeah. And on top of that, Kevin O'Connell should be able to put up a good game plan against, Joe Barry's defense and all that. So, yeah. Especially the Vikings, they're at home and they just got the better quarterback. But I don't think they're the better team. I think that both these teams are similar, though. So, yeah, I feel like it will be closer, but I got the Vikings winning this game. Well, all right, guys. Those are all my NFL prediction winners for Sunday Night Football. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and don't forget, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section below what you think. You think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Just let me know what you think. It's Manuel Jones for the Vic Fan. Hope you guys enjoy watching. See you guys later. Peace.